We just moved our pigs to their new winter area, so I thought I would do a little pig update and show you all what that looks like. Are you itchy? Are you itchy boy? It's getting pretty cold here, and we've had many mornings that are pretty frosty and cold, and so the grass isn't growing anymore, and we don't want to have the pigs overwinter on the pasture because they'll just overgraze and kind of destroy it. So yeah, we moved them off and into a dry lot, and they'll be here for the next couple months. So it's December 7th and we moved them just 2 days ago. We kept them on pasture for a little longer than we thought we would, mostly because we still had some green grass and it hadn't snowed really at all here yet. But we started moving them a little bit more frequently. So in the summer when everything was growing and our irrigation water was on, we were moving them every 2 weeks for the size of their paddock. But once the water was turned off, I think in early October it was turned off this year, we started moving them every week. So it became a little bit more work, but we just noticed the ground was looking a little rough after about a week, so we upped the frequency of moving. And so we did that October, November, and then just last weekend we moved them onto their kind of winter area where they'll be for the next couple months. We might move them depending on what things start to look like. We might move them on another dry lot, but this is where they'll be. It's an area that's not irrigated and it doesn't have pasture. It's pretty much just dirt. So what I did was I spread a bunch of hay down just to kind of keep the dust down. So now that they're not on pasture, we're still kind of figuring out the proportions of feed and all of that, but currently it's only been 3 days since they've been in this new situation and not eating pasture grass. But since they've been here, we're keeping their grain the same, so they're still getting about 1.5 cups in the morning and 1.5 cups in the evening per pig. And then before they were just eating grass, but now that they're not on pasture, we have alfalfa. We have just dried alfalfa flakes, and then we also have some alfalfa pellets that we've been doing. And the first couple of days, the ladies seemed really interested in the alfalfa flakes, and the boys didn't. They kind of like picked at it here and there, but the girls like completely ate it. So we'll see how the alfalfa flakes go, but today when I laid it out, they definitely seemed way more interested in it. And then the pellets, everybody seems to like those. I have been soaking them because they seem pretty hard, and I soak their grain as well. So I have been soaking the alfalfa pellets and letting it sit a little bit, and it starts to get like a little bit more mushy. Another thing that they've been getting pretty regularly in the past month has been some raw goat's milk. So we recently got some dairy goats and we have some excess, so I'll use the milk to kind of soak their grains. Sometimes I'll use water, sometimes I'll use milk, but that's another little extra nutritional boost they're getting now that it's fall and winter. The only change that we made to their house and paddock area since the summer is we just don't use that shade anymore. So in the summer we were attaching a thick piece of fabric to their house with some T-posts to create a little awning for them because we don't have a ton of trees out in the pasture. But now they really love to sunbathe, as you can see, modeled by Paul. With the cooler weather, they are usually just like out sunbathing. So we've done away with the shade, and we'll definitely bring it back out once it gets warmer again. But for now, we have that tucked away. The other thing that I think will change is about their water. So we're still just using like the same tubs that we did in the summer, and they're great, but just with our cold temperatures, their water freezes most nights. And so it's not to the point where it's like a really thick layer of ice, but I think we'll probably get there soon. Right now, I just kind of break it every morning, and that seems to work out just fine. So since moving them onto the dry lot area, I covered it in just a thin layer of hay, mostly just to keep the dust down. And the first couple of days, they didn't really show any interest in eating it, but this morning, they've been really interested in it and have been kind of munching away. I'm not sure if they're just kind of getting used to it as like this is their pasture replacement, or if we had a really heavy frost this morning and so everything's kind of damp, and I don't know if they like that. I'm not really sure, but they've definitely been eating the hay that I laid out much more. So they'll be off of the pasture until about April. That's when our irrigation water comes back on. So they'll either be here or in another dry lot situation until then. Come March, we'll probably move them to other areas of the property that are starting to get some spring weeds, and the pigs can kind of graze those areas. Once we get their feeding situation a little bit more dialed in, just with, you know, how much hay we're giving, how much alfalfa pellets we're giving, I'll do another update and just share what I've learned and what's worked well for us. But for now, they'll be in their new winter area. I think they'll like it. I'll keep you posted and just share how that's gone for us. But again, all in all, they've just been like such easy keepers, so much fun to have on the property, and really looking forward to when they're ready to breed and we'll have little babes running around here.